Chapter 8, Functions and Inequalities. We're going to be using a lot of tables and get into some graphing with this chapter. This is all the vocabulary you're going to need to know for this chapter. Starting out in your red notebook, make sure you take down good notes. First word is function. A function is a relationship that assigns one output value to one input value. Copy that down. That'll make more sense as we get going through this lesson. The next one is function rule. That describes the relationship between each output and input. A function table, organizing the input-output values and the function rule in a table. An independent variable is called the input value. A little different than science, but not much. Then you have the dependent variable, which is the output value. In other words, the answer. Get those copied down. Remember, hit pause. Sometimes you can use your space bar. Get those copied down. Open your textbook to page 580. I'm going to go through some examples on what this lesson is going to look like. So if you look at number 1, I realize the answer is right there. The output is 7 more than the input. Here's the expression they wrote. The input is x. We don't know what that is. That's the variable. And it's going to be 7 more. Remember, more than means add. So for the second column, you write 10 plus 7. The output or the answer is 17. This time they changed it to 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. 14 plus 7 is 21. Input, rule, output. See, it's not that hard. Jump down to the bottom of the page. Your input is this column. What we're going to do, that's the rule. The output is the answer. Write 4 minus 4, 0. X changes to 7. The rule stays the same, minus 4. The answer would be 3. Input is 10. Still subtract 4, and you get 6. B, 3x. Remember, when the constant and the variable are right next to each other, that's multiplication. 3, 0. Put it in parentheses so it doesn't look like 30. Your output is 0. 3, 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. That is an input-output table. Now we're on page 581. These tables give you the answer. So you have to work backwards in order to figure out what the input is. Write down 2x minus 1 equals 1. I copy down the rule. The answer is 1. I'm trying to figure out what that x is. Like we did with chapter 7, you have to solve for x. We're going to add 1 to both sides. Minus 1 and plus 1 cross out. 2x equals 2. I can get x by itself by undoing the multiplication. X equals 1. Check it. 2 times 1 minus 1 equals 1. Again, 2x minus 1. This time it equals 3. Solve for x. Starting with the constant, I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Minus 1 plus 1, those cross out. 2x equals 4. Showing your work. Dividing by 2, x equals 2. So this input is 2. 2 times 2 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. And the third one, 2x minus 1, this time it's going to equal 5. Once again, add 1 to both sides, the addition property of equality, those cross out. 2x equals 6, dividing by 2, x equals 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 times 3 minus 1, 6 minus 1 equals 5. Problem number D, 3x plus 2. This time equals 17. Looking for x. There's x. Start out by subtracting 2 from both sides. 2 from there, cross out. That equals 15. 3x equals 15. X equals 5. My input is 5. Checking your work. 3 times 5 plus 2 does equal 17. Try this one by yourself and then check it. Pause the video and try it. All right. Should have started out by subtracting 2, crossing out the left side. 3x equals 18. X equals 6. 3 times 6, 18, plus 2 does indeed equal 20. Pause the video again. Try the third one. Did you pause? Did you try? 3x plus 2 equals 29. Subtract 2, cross out. 3x equals 27. Undo multiplication with division. X equals 9. 9 goes here. 3 times 9 plus 2 is 29. One more example on page 582. Before we get there, Tristan turned in a joke. Thanks, Tristan, for supplying this lesson's joke. Tristan asks, why don't they play poker in the jungle? Why don't they play poker in the jungle? Too many cheetahs. Thanks, Tristan. Example E. Brianna bikes 12 miles per hour. The function rule that represents the situation is 12 times x, 12x, where x is the number of hours. Make a table to find out how many hours she has biked when she has gone 12, 36, and 48 miles. 12, 36, 48 miles. Here's your rule. X is hours, which means these are the outputs. You got to know which column to put the numbers the problem gives you. So on the first one, 12x equals 12. In other words, 12 times something is 12. Well, that's 1. Proving it, hopefully I don't need to, x equals 1. Okay. Same rule, 12x. We're looking for x. The number of miles is 36. Dividing by 12, x equals 3. My input is 3. And the last one, 12x equals 48. Dividing both sides by 12, x equals 4. You have your hours, you have your distance. Now you graph your results. Hours is x, output is y. So going over to the chart on the left side of the page, over 1, up 12, put a dot. Over 3, here's 3, go up 36. It's okay if you draw lines for right now. Put your dot right there. Over 4, up 48. Your dot should be right there. Connect your dots. If he goes 0 hours, he doesn't travel any. Your graph continues on an upward trend. And that's how you graph your table. This is lesson 1 for chapter 8. Look for your assignment in your assignment sheet. And thanks again, Tristan, for the joke.